It has been a long time coming. Now we're getting a look at what researchers found when they studied businesses in Virginia Beach owned by minorities, women, and veterans. Right now, City Council is getting briefed on the same report 13 News Now obtained, and it doesn't look good.
13 News Now reporter Adriana de Alba breaks down the findings and asks what's next.
During today's council meeting, the results of this racial disparity study revealed that the program the city is using for women and minority-owned businesses isn't working.
It's been a year in the making. Tonight, a harsh reality for the city of Virginia Beach. The results of a racial disparity study reveal the city is giving minority and women business owners the short end of the stick when it comes to the contracting process. The study suggests the city should consider setting goals when it comes to race and gender. City leaders declined to speak on the matter until after they heard those results tonight. But before today's city council meeting, we caught up with community leader and former state senate candidate Gary McCullum.
We would like to see the city clearly take action to move forward on implementing the recommendations from the research company, and more importantly, demonstrate to the citizens and really to the world that the city is clearly open for business for everyone.
The issue brought to the forefront last year by NFL Hall of Famer Bruce Smith after he said the city of Virginia Beach does not provide equal opportunity to women and minority-owned businesses.
This is a great day for women, minority, and small businesses. Now, the real work begins, a conscious effort to improve women and minorities and small businesses in the contracting process.
And the Virginian Pilot reports that Governor Ralph Northam recently brought up this issue during a private event, stating, quote, "We want a level playing field. We need to get rid of the cronyism in Virginia Beach, the good old boy system," end quote. We're live in Virginia Beach. Adriana de Alba, 13 News Now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, those images are hard to forget. Now comes late word that this house explosion claimed a life.
Tonight, investigators still have no idea what sparked the gas explosion that rocked the Chesapeake neighborhood. Now let's get right to 13 News Now reporter Megan Puryear. All right, apparently we don't have her right now, but we're going to go to her live in a little while to get an update on this story.
All right, we'll continue with the news, and Jeff is joining us now with a look at the fall-like temperatures, and Jeff, also the chance of some showers possibly?
Yeah, I think most of us are going to end up with a few showers tonight. We've seen the clouds rolling in, they're thickening up, not producing any rain right now. Looks like rain, not a whole lot of people down here at the beach. A little bit of a light breeze off the water has brought this cooler weather into the region. You can see I was showing at 4 o'clock, 4:35, 5:30, the rain steadily moving out of North Carolina into Virginia, continuing to move to the northeast. And we are still seeing that. Some of it is not reaching the ground. We'll have to watch for the evening as we go on to see eventually how long it takes, because there is pretty dry right now. But eventually, especially under some of these heavier little bursts here, we are going to start to see a few isolated showers becoming steadier and heavier a little bit later on. Right now, the wind down even more out of the east-northeast at 3 miles per hour. Pressure's falling. This is what I was talking about, though, with the dew point. The dew point down to 50 right now. Remember, it was in the 70s a couple of weeks ago or less, and in the 60s even over the last few days. So again, a very humid air mass has transitioned. Now through the evening, some of this will start to reach the ground. The later in the evening we go on into the overnight, more and more of it will reach the ground. We'll have a pretty significant, few tenths of an inch, I think, across a lot of the region. Temperatures will drop back, not a whole lot from where they are now, and then start to rise back a little bit again more during the day tomorrow. After that, we look for another snap of colder air coming in day after tomorrow. We'll talk about all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Jeff, thank you. Back down to our breaking news, that now deadly blast in Chesapeake. Let's get right to 13 News Now reporter Megan Puryear.
She's been following this story since it broke Sunday. Joins us now with some breaking details. Megan.
David, Janet, we just learned that this afternoon that one person who was in that house passed away, and there's still another person in the hospital right now. If you take a look here behind me, you can see Laferno Road is closed just 2 days after this tragic accident. Now, crews have been throughout the day cleaning up the house, which was destroyed in a gas explosion on Sunday night. Columbia Gas says preliminary investigation indicates no wrongdoing on their part, but the investigation continues into what caused the explosion that killed one person and injured 8 others. Now, next-door neighbor Joseph Gandia went in to save his neighbor and got her out of the fire that night, but he lost his home in the explosion. He spoke with us today.
You know, what comes to my heart a little is that, you know, I know she was able to, you know, pass away in peace in a hospital and not have to pass away in such a tragic way, you know, and if I could just, if that gives my heart any solace, that's, I'm gonna, you know, take that with me.
Again, the Gandia family lost everything in this process, so if you are able to help them, check out our link on 13newsnow.com for their GoFundMe page. Live in Chesapeake, I'm Megan Purrier, 13 News Now.
When we do learn what sparked the explosion, expect an update from us on air and online. Developing now in Norfolk, a man is badly hurt in a shooting, and police say the gunman is still out there. Happened around 7 last night on Crick Street. That's in the Sherwood Forest neighborhood. Right now, doctors are working to save the man. Investigators say they're still looking for leads. If you know anything that could help them, give the crime line a call. Also developing now, brand new details in a disturbing case of animal abuse in Suffolk.
We told you yesterday that Christina Patterson is now charged with bestiality and animal cruelty. The charges come more than a year after the feds seized computers from her home and discovered disturbing videos. 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee is following this one for us.
A discovery by federal agents led to the new charges brought against 42-year-old Christina Patterson. It started in July 2017. Federal agents executed a search warrant at Christina Patterson and her husband Richard's home in relation to a gun investigation. After seizing the couple's computers, agents say they discovered a video of Patterson and her husband having sex with a Doberman named Demon. Once they turned this information over to the Suffolk Police Department, the city of Suffolk couldn't bring charges against Patterson until she finished serving her time behind bars for a separate federal case. If given the maximum sentence for all 12 counts, Patterson is looking at 36 years behind bars. Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.